Hi everybody, Tony Justamante here from ImproveYourDrawings.com. In this tutorial I will teach you how to draw an orc step by step. It will be a quite easy to follow process, so just bear with me and we'll start the tutorial right away. As you can see, we will start drawing a sphere. This sphere will represent the head of our orc. Then we will draw some triangles on the sides of this sphere, of this head, for representing the ears. Then the traps or the shoulders, then the deltoids will be also drawn. So we are just rescaling a little bit so we can focus better and place better the character in the image. Like I said, this drawing didn't have no planning. I wasn't planning nothing for the drawing. I just was randomly sketching. I knew that I want to do an orc, but I didn't have a clear idea of how he will look, or even she. But well, not she. I had an idea. I want to draw a male orc. The thing is, when I was like checking references in internet and looking for some ideas, I came across some photos from the orcs of Lord of the Rings. I don't remember the name of those orcs. I think it's I don't recall the name of the orcs, but I know that they were from I think the third movie, and they were looking more primitive and stuff like that. So I took that idea and I wanted to do my own version. So as you can see, for the shape that I'm drawing right now, this orc looks a little bit more athletic, has a narrow waist and bigger lats, but it's also not like hyper muscular. I'm saying he's muscular, but his arms is not like huge. It's not like the type of orc from, let's say, Warcraft. They are like massive and thick. I had a vision of this guy like looking more like a more athletic, even more younger type of orc, not as old. And now in the drawing, what I'm basically is placing the main shapes of the body. So like you can see, I'm already drawing the fist, and they are grabbing something. I'm drawing also some of the details, like I was thinking maybe like putting some type of big bracelet in the forearms with some spikes. And going back to the references and the orcs from Lord of the Rings, like I said, those orcs were more primitive. Their outfit were more like pieces of animal skin, and having also some horns on them. So even in the clothing, not even in the head or like or a helmet, just in the clothing, they have like claws or horns from animals. And I found it super cool as a concept artist. I think that design was very, very cool, and I basically just took it and ran with it. So of course I did my own version, and you will see it in the drawing. And that's it. Like that was the main idea. For the head, what I'm doing right now, it's just like I draw some type of cross, the horizontal, or more the line which is placed more horizontally. It's where the eyes will be placed, more or less, and the vertical line will be more the vertical line that comes from the forehead. Basically tells me where the nose will be placed. As you can see, the line of the eyebrows or the line of the eyes will be matching more or less the upper part of the ear, where it connects with the head. When drawing, I'm not very strategic. Strategic, I think is the name of the word. Sorry for the English. I think it's I don't strategize. I don't planify. I don't have a clear plan of, okay, I'm gonna draw this first and this after. For me, it's more about going all around the picture, trying to keep all in the same level. Because if I focus too much in one area and forget about and I tend to forget about other parts of the drawing, and I think this is not good, because you don't have a clear vision of the whole drawing. And I think it's one of those mistakes that newbie artists do. It's like to try to immediately jump to detail too much one area. And I understand. I used to when I was starting, I used to do the same mistakes, but with time you understand that it's better if once you start drawing, if you pay much attention to just one area and you just like immediately try to put too much detail in one place, it ain't gonna work. You probably will be missing other important parts of the drawing. Here, for example, I'm already putting too much attention to the face, so I will be jumping to other parts of the drawing to try to push the amount of level, the detail, the design. Regarding the expression of the face that I was drawing, I knew I wanna make him look ferocious, but at the same time I didn't want to make him like too brutal, like if he was deformed. Some of those orcs that you can see on movies or comics, especially the most ugly ones, that they look like deformed or they have some brutal scars on the face. This is not a handsome orc, I would say. It's not that, but I wanted to make him more like, let's say, more close to a human, of course, with differences. Like, for example, the fangs that I'm drawing right now, I went for more like the fangs on the upper part of the jaw, not those typical tusk type fangs that you can see in the Warcraft orcs. I just went for simple fangs, like vampire type of fangs or something like that. Also, the ears were I made the ears some pointy. Another cool detail will be to draw some wrinkles on the forehead. Nothing too exaggerated. Also, pay attention to the thickness of the line. This trick will help you a lot. Like when drawing, you have to think about the line that you're using, especially about the weight of the line. What I mean with weight of the line is when you're drawing, the darkest parts, the parts where there are not hit by the main light source, those lines need to be thicker. And when you're drawing the lines that are more exposed to the light, it's better if you draw them like thinner or not as thick. Also, of course, there are another ways to represent shadow, like hatching and cross hatching is one of those things. So you will see in the next steps. Well, it will be more towards the end of the tutorial. You will see how I apply some of those techniques. Here, for example, when painting drawing the nose and the lower lip, I'm already like casting a little bit of shadow, like especially under the nose. I'm creating a little bit of shadow. This creates some depth. Also, under the eyebrows, I also made the line there thick. The lines there thicker, so it looks like their eyes are a little bit. Let's say a little bit in shadows, because the eyebrow it's thick and big, so it protrudes out of the face and casts some shadow over the eyes. Also, when drawing the hair, I had in my mind the idea to make him like with some sort of dreadlocks or something like that. So when drawing the hair, I want to make him also with a ponytail and dreadlocks. So this was other idea that I had in my mind about probably which design will be cooler. Now that I have the face, and I'm not done with the face, but I think that I have the face to a level of detail that I'm comfortable with. I like to start with other parts of the body. And for me, drawing the face, like not drawing the face, detailing the face first a little bit, not to the fullest, but like to some point that you can really see that you can really see how he's gonna look. It's pretty important, because if the face is cool and it's looking really nice. I think that helps me to clear my mind and say, okay, we are on the right path, and now I can move forward. And I will come back later and add more detail, more shadowing. But I know that the face, which is the biggest and the most important focal point, or when you are drawing a person or some being that is especially has, well, even animals, you immediately focus first on the face or the head of the creature, the animal, the person, and then you start to look to other details. So like I said, going back to the hairstyle, I was drawing dreadlocks, and you will see that how I'm gonna draw even more. Like I will make it more exaggerated, and also I will darken the dreadlocks, so the face, which will be more brighter with less shadows than the dreadlocks. The dreadlocks will be almost dark, or almost totally dark. Using some hatching, you will see how those dreadlocks and more dark dreadlocks will surround the face and help to highlight the face and make the face pop up more from the drawing. It's a kind of a trick that you can do to make your face stand out from the rest of the body. Also, because I'm drawing in digital, I can use selections if I feel that maybe I can reuse. I drew something, but maybe I don't like the size. I can always use the selection tool and just select a part of the drawing and just rescale it if necessary. Here I was testing if making the one of those fangs coming out from the, I don't know if they are claws or fangs. I don't know. I think they could be both. And I was testing if one of those fangs, maybe looking smaller, will be better. But I decided I didn't like how it was looking, and just move forward. Now, as you can see now, how the shoulders are, especially the clothing on the shoulders, the animal skins on top of his shoulders, how they are looking. Also, I draw some fangs also across the chest, like if the clothing was more or less like trap, or sorry, not trap, was tight, or I don't know how to call it, but more or less those fangs across the chest were also closing the animal skins or on top of him. Also for the horns or especially for everything that is on the background and has less importance, you can use some hatching, like I did for one of the fangs on the back. Yeah, you see that I use some hatching, so it will keep that fang more like on the background. It's a technique that you can use for create some depth, basically. When drawing the animal skins, you also have to think about how will be those skins, no? So in these cases, I knew that there probably will be some furry animal that orc killed and made a outfit. So when drawing those skins, the contour line of the clothing need to be a little bit spiky with some parts like little spikes coming out, so it will convey the idea of fur and at least some type of, well, I will not call it hair, more like fur, because it's shorter and thicker. And I will try to replicate that idea in future steps, like all over the animal skins that he's wearing. Also regarding the body, for me it's very important to when starting to draw at least the main shapes that will be, even if the main shapes of the body, even if I will put some clothing on top, it's always very helpful because you can really see, okay, here's the shoulder, here's the traps, and you can really understand where the clothing will be laying on top of where the clothing will be laying and which parts of the body. So it will look more realistic and more believable if you do that. Like I said, also I'm adding some detail now. I didn't want to create a super clean sketch. I just wanted to do something like more quick and rough, if you can say, because I think that makes the drawing look more fresh and less planned. Now I'm adding some detail to the face, and like I said, now I'm putting one scar, the typical scar across the eye. So I think it's a classic for the tough characters, and I didn't want to make more scars than that. I just want to make him that. I think it's a type of a cliche of a type of wound that a warrior has, but hey, it looks cool. I think it looks nice on the character, so hey, I just put it there. Also, I add some detail or some shadowing to the face, so especially under the bone cheeks, and also I darken also the areas around the eyes, so I can reinforce that idea that the eyes are a little bit in shadows, and he looks more mean and tough. Now I'm just refining a little bit how the arms will look. Also the triceps and the biceps. Also I add some detail to the abdominal area. Like I said, I'm keeping all quite rough, so the lines are not very clean, but I'm not too worried about it, because I think, like I said, I think if you do your sketch and then you start to draw on top of it, sometimes it loses a little bit of that freshness. I don't know if you understand me, but just like just draw something that you think is a little bit rough, and then try to lower the opacity of the layer if you are drawing in digital, and just like draw on top of it, like if you were inking in a pencil, like the inkers do for comics. And I'm not saying that inking makes the drawings looking uglier, but I think sometimes it loses a little bit of that freshness that a rough sketch can have. So for me, I prefer to go more in this direction. Now I'm focusing a little bit more on the hands, so I will start drawing the stuff around the forearms, and especially I will draw the fingers. You can see me drawing the fingers from the left hand of the from the viewer's perspective, and I took the license to draw some sort of I don't know, like fangs or no claws coming out of the knuckles. And also I just draw three fingers, four fingers in the hand, the thumb and the other three. I think it's cool to just draw three fingers, because it also conveys the idea that character is not a human at all. It's from another species of humanoid type creature. And like I said, I'm now paying more attention to the area of the forearms, drawing the bracelets, adding some detail to the hands, also making some sort of claws, not only to the knuckles. So you can see the thumb has a claw, and quite a not a claw, but like a thick nail, almost like a claw. And hands are quite tricky to draw, and even if I'm a professional, I do this for a living. I work in video games, and I can tell you, hands are tough. Hands are tough and need some practice, and lots of artists struggle when drawing hands. When drawing hands, now you're gonna see me like drawing the right hand, the hand on the right side, and I needed like 2 or 3 attempts to complete it successfully. you will see in the next steps how I'm struggling a little bit when drawing the hand. But hey, that's it's part of the game. Sometimes you are like you just like drawing something and and you just like make it happen right away. It looks fantastic just in one try, when you're trying just like the first time. And sometimes, hey, it looks more difficult. You don't have the perfect day. Let's say your mind is not as clear, and you need a little more attempts. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can see now I'm drawing the hand on the right, and looks a little bit off. The perspective is not right, so I was like trying to fix it a little bit, like playing around with it, but it didn't look too cool, and I was like, I just decided to leave it for the moment, do other stuff, and I like focus more on the neck area, drawing the abdominal area. I didn't need it to other parts. And this is intentional. Sometimes I think that if you are struggling with something and you are not able to draw something successfully, let's say a face, let's say hands, let's say whatever it is, and you try that one or two times, and you think, hey, it's not working, better jump to other stuff, like go to put your attention in other parts and other areas of the drawing, and come back later. You will come back to solve that problem. In this case, it was the hand of the right, and you will see that you come with fresh. I don't know if you can understand that expression, but with fresher eyes. Let's say you will be able to solve that problem better, because you already put your mind out of the problem. You just focus on other stuff, and you let your subconscious mind work and try to solve that and come up with a solution for that problem. And like I said, now I'm back. Now I'm trying to draw the hand better and try to come with a solution. So that's what I did. Like I will try to solve that problem. You will see. Right, I'm just like a little frustrated. I'm erasing. I'm like, damn man, I'm not solving that problem. But hey, it will work. I will make it work. So I'm not too worried about it. I just, like I said, I just put my attention on other parts. Keep drawing. Keep making the drawing better and looking cooler. And also creating some contrast between some thicker lines and thinner lines, so that will help the image and the drawing look more organic. That's another trick that you have to play with thickness, not only because of what I told you about the light and the areas that are they are under the light, they can be drawn as with thinner lines. Also the areas, also if you play with the thickness of the line, that gives a more organic feeling. And again, I'm back again to the hand. I know that I have to solve that problem, and let's hope that this time I'm more successful doing it. Yeah, there goes one finger, the other one, and then I draw the third, and I will realize later on that the problem is the hand, it's off. It's not in the right position. According to how he's grabbing that type of spear or whatever he's grabbing, this long spear. And I realized later on that the main issue was that I need to place the index finger more frontally, and you will see how I will draw it, and instead of looking more a little bit sideways, not sideways, but more in a 3/4 position. I will draw the index finger a little bit more frontal, so that will help to place better the whole hand. The whole hand will look better. Also, I'm drawing the thumb, and with that claw, that long nail, claw type nail, I'm putting some work on the thumb and trying to make it look better. But as you can see, the hand that I'm drawing right now is still off. I didn't I wasn't correcting what I told you about the index finger, and also the hand was too big. So in the moment I realized that, and I was like, yeah, that the hand doesn't look very cool. I just start put things to the matter and try to solve that issue. And I use the selection tool, so I could rescale. So I'm not like I didn't need to erase the whole hand, because I think the hand could be saved, could be used. And also when I rescale it, I said like, okay, now it's in the right size. But I realized what I told you about the index finger, and I just try to use again the selection tool. And I realized that if I move a little bit the finger to the right, it will look even better. Yeah, now I'm working a little bit. I'm like, I know I'm seeing that the finger is off, and I'm starting to try to draw it more like frontally. But I realized that also the knuckles, those claws on the knuckles, like they don't look very well. So I need to also place them or draw them in the right perspective. So I'm redrawing those claws on the knuckles. And also working on the stick that he's grabbing, the spear or whatever it is, and trying to draw everything in the correct perspective and make it look cooler and just better. Again, I'm using the selection tool, placing the hand, moving a little bit the hand so it looks better, playing around. Still the finger looks a little bit off, so I just decided to cut the finger, paste it in a new layer, move it a little bit to the right, like I told you, and now it's starting to look a little bit better. The fingers are more, they start to look more natural, more not like they were before. They were looking a little bit too artificial, and now they look a little bit more organic. I think the placement of the fingers looks more natural. Also, I'm still playing with the stick and the hands to make them look, like I said, more organic, way cooler. So while I keep working on the hands, I keep adding some details, playing a little bit, making the claw fangs look better. The claws on the knuckles looking better, and more or less this is the hands are now looking way better. I'm still adding detail, but I'm now more comfortable with the whole design of the hands. I'm not saying that they are perfect, and you will see me like reworking them a little bit, but I'm happier now. The hands look like more natural. I'm also putting some attention to the rib cage area. I will try to draw the serratus, which is like those muscles on the rib side. You will see me like trying to also draw them more naturally. So I will play also with drawing the lines on the lats and the serratus. Also another thing that I have to finish or need to draw is the pants or the legs, basically, because I was just drawing the waist and adding some fur, some type of cover to the crotch area, but I didn't draw the legs. So now I'm gonna focus more on drawing the legs. I will be back to the abdominal area. I will draw the serratus, like I told you. That will be done in next steps. But for the moment, I decided to better add some detail to the legs, also some detail to the stick, like adding some ropes or whatnot. And at the end, when drawing the legs, I decided to draw them draw my character wearing some sort of pants. So I just make some wrinkles or from the pant coming out of the fur that is covering the pants and the crotch area. And yeah, nothing too special, nothing too complicated. I didn't want to add too much detail to that area because I think it's not important. Like I said, I was going to draw the serratus. Is what I'm doing right now. I redesigned the size of the lat muscles so I can I can draw better the rib cage and the serratus muscles under the chest. I will not lie, for drawing that part, sometimes I have I'm also looking for some references because I don't know, I've been drawing that part of the body for years, but sometimes I forget about how to draw it properly, so I stop and I look at the internet to some pictures, and I could remember perfectly and be more accurate when drawing that part of the body. And that's what I did for this drawing. And as you can see, the drawing is almost done. I'm just adding some shadowing and some hatching, especially in the lower part of the biceps, under the chest, and under the arms. So like if the arms were casting some shadows, I'm also refining some details. But the drawing is mostly done. I will, like I said, I will add some hatching to some areas. I also did it for the abdominal, for the abs, so that conveys the idea that the part of the abs are a little bit in shadows. I also did it in the head, so you can see that the main light source is coming from the upper right of the picture, so the one side of the head is a little bit in shadow, not like full in shadows, but a little bit, but mostly it's coming from the upper part, the upper right. I also add some hatching to the pants, so I put them a little bit more in shadow, so that helps to make the other parts, like for example the fur skin that he has over the crotch area and around the waist, that if I add some shading using hatching to the pants, that makes that part of the pants popping out, not the pants, that part of the clothing popping out more, and so stuff doesn't blend that much, and you can have a big differentiation between what is maybe a fabric from the pants and fur from the animal skin that he's wearing on. Also add some lines, like following a little bit of the shape of the skin, so it conveys also the idea that or helps to convey the idea of fur. So more or less the picture is done. So I'm just like, I already signed the picture and put my signature, and sometimes I like to come back and do a little bit of stuff on top of it, like I add some more shading, or for help to give more 3D or more depth to the drawing. But like I said, the picture now is done, the drawing is done. If you want to learn more about drawing, concept art, digital painting, and cool stuff, and learn to draw cool stuff, basically, you can visit my blog. I leave the link in the description. The blog is called improveyourdrawings.com, and there you will find tutorials, resources like brushes for different softwares, etc. Also, if you wanna step up your drawing skills and you are serious about it, you can click the second link in the description. It will take you to one of my blog posts, and it's a review about Proko's drawing course. I took that course I think like a year ago, and actually I knew how to draw, but that course really it was a game changer for me. The course is really complete, so you can find the review there. The review is full of links that can take you to some of Proko's courses, and that's it. If you are interested, just click the links, visit my blog, and that will help me to keep this channel alive, and you will support, and that will support me. Okay, so thank you very much. Tony out. Bye bye.